Hey everyone, it's Zeraldo here, and today I'm going to be kicking off the first of the alchemy guides. Uh, Decided trade skill guides are a good idea. I don't really think a fishing trade skill guide is required, maybe one day, but not at the moment. You had a choice between spellcrafting and alchemy, and because I'm standing outside the alchemy academy, I'm pretty sure I'm doing an alchemy guide. Uh, Alchemy's a bit, well, alchemy and spellcrafting are two quite different things. Uh, the thing about alchemy is the resources it requires are a lot more specific and a lot harder to get. So unfortunately we don't actually get to do any or much potion making in this guide. This guide's just showing you where all the different resources and materials are. I'll have all the join locations in the description, so if you don't hear it or can't quite see it in the video, just look down the bottom and it'll tell you where to go for what item. I'll also try and include the time, so if you're just looking for a specific ingredient, you can just skip to that time, all in the description. So I hope this video helps, and I hope you look forward to the next installment of the Alchemy Guide next week. I'm going to start the gathering section of the video with the sections of the game that actually have two different alchemy drops. The lair's especially good because the water draconians drop both the dragon scales and the ice vapor. So you can kill these and you'll eventually get both. We're not going to get any dragon scales because I've actually already got the max stack. That's okay. The red dragon also drops, and so do any draconians. Not sure about the wyverns, but this is a good place to start if you're looking for some quick, easy ingredients. Bloodtusk is also a good way to go, and I mean the actual broom Bloodtusk, because the Rhisons have a chance of dropping Rhison blood, but the Trollola nectar has a chance of dropping the Trollola plant has a chance of dropping Trollola nectar, as you can see. So between these two resources, you've actually got a nice chance. If you can find all the spots with Trollola, you can actually just rock up with an AoE class and basically spam any AoE moves, take out some Rhison and plants. There's a bit more Trollola on the troll side. You have it over here. But there is still also on the hawk, so just hawk side, so bear that in mind. The Orecavern is also a location where you can get two ingredients. You've got to be aware these Bloodtusk areas have random spawns, so the same enemy will not always spawn where you find it, so you'll just have to keep killing. The crash rooms here drop the dried slime, and if we can find a death mole, that drops Arashtite. As you can see, these aren't guaranteed drops. You might have to kill a few, maybe even up to 20 before getting a drop. There's a death mole. You've just got to be prepared and patient. And yeah, so these three areas are all really good just because there's two enemies that drop resources. You need 2 resources to make a potion, so just for grinding rep, these places are great. And yeah, they'll get it up. If you swap between these 3, you'll have a few options open to you. If you join Mudluk, you'll find swamp frodrakes and swamp lurkers, both with the chance of dropping the nimblestem item, which is pretty good. So anything you kill in this place will give you nimblestem eventually, except the boss. So feel free just to run around and kill until you get there. Joining the Firestorm map will give you living fires and sulfur imps. Both of these can drop the sear bush item. So just come in and attack. They're not that hard. You could probably get them with a decent area of effect class. Just using my standard class for simplicity's sake. The sulfur imps are a little bit easier, so it's nicer to target them. Joining the light temple will give you a whole host of undead enemies, not these guys, that can be used for obtaining the necrot item. Just undead mages, undead temple mages, and skeleton fighters, all in this area, or in the member temple, will drop. I think maybe liches drop as well, but you'll have to see that for yourself. There's quite a few enemies in here that can drop. And there is the member only area if you want to get a bit more experience and rep and gold while doing it, because the enemies in there are higher level, but you might want to bring Undead Slayer for that. Joining Stalagbite and killing the Rock Balboas gives you a chance to get the Roc Tongue. Rock Balboas and Balboas drop this. I've just picked Stalagbite because it's quite convenient, and there's a concentration of 6 of them relatively close to the start of the room. The other 3 are just up here, and so they're easy to swap between when they spawn. Moglin tears can be obtained by joining the twig map and finding the boss, which is really hard, I think. You've just got to work your way through the maze until you get to the fridge and fight this guy. As I said, Moglin tears. So he's not too hard of a boss. He's level 25 with only about 7,000 health. You shouldn't have too much difficulty soloing this guy if you're using the right level or are using a powerful class. Lemurphant tears can be obtained at the crossroad. Now, don't worry too much about this. They can also be obtained from the Chaoroot lemurphants from the Bloodtusk War map. So you've got a few more options than this. Doomatter can be acquired from Vordred down here with the Chaos Vordred, or if you prefer, any of the Vordred bosses from the end of Doomwood Chapter 1. Now the reason that could be a bit of a pain is because you've got to go through all those cutscenes, and this isn't that great either since he's quite a hefty boss. If you come with Undead Slayer or the Chaoroot locked, or maybe both, this might not be so bad, especially if you come with friends. The actual Vordred would be pretty quick. It would be the cutscenes that chew up your time, so you've got a bit of choice, but essentially Doomatter is limited to Vordred. The final obtainable alchemy resource from monster drops is the Chaoroot. Now this is generally Chaos Beasts and some Chaos Lords. The one I'd recommend is the Mana Elemental, for the reason that it's reasonably old. It's only got about 37k HP, so it's not too bad. But because of the sheer number of quests and challenge zones, namely the Nulgith zone that this thing is involved in, there will always be people. I mean, I accidentally joined a public room a second ago, and I was in Elemental 5, and there were 6 people there. So I recommend it if you're going for alchemy for this reason. As you can see, I've actually got this fully done, fully stacked to 30 because of how often I've been here for other quests and just filled up my stack. Now there are 2 other reagents, the Chaos Entity and the Fish Oil. Now these are both interesting to obtain because they've actually got to be obtained through alchemy itself. Fish oil, according to all sources and to past experience, is just a random occurrence. It happens frequently enough. This is my fish oil stack from doing alchemy, and I did use a bit of it every now and then. You also, from time to time, will make chaos entities by mistake. Now this seems a bit rarer, but it's not actually entirely random. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but from the research I've done, these 4 combinations seem to have a bit of a chance of making the chaos entity occur. It's the Arashtite ore and the fish oil being used together, though you've got to obtain fish oil from that first. The ice vapor and the fish oil, the Rhison blood and the sear bush, or the Chaoroot and the dragon scale. Now, if you don't want to obtain all these resources the hard way, some of them have other options and they get reagent sort of merge menu. You've got a whole bunch of things available for either Dragon Runestones or Academic Merits. Academic Merits are gained from turning in potions you make and trading them in for Academic Merits, so it's almost like a merge, and then you can take them and get resources out. Now, it's a bit of a pain to do it that way. Failing that, you can just merge a Dragon Runestone into one of your reagents. That works official. In fact, you get 3. All you've got to do is get your Dragon Runes and buy one for 15 adventure coins. Dragon Runes are also used in the alchemy process itself. And I'll be taking one for the team and buying a few Dragon Runes and showing you exactly how they work. Right, that's all for now. So, that's how you gather all your ingredients. Next week you'll actually see me starting to make potions. Hope this was a good informative guide and that you've enjoyed it. Put a lot of work into this one actually, so like and subscribe if you've enjoyed my content. Follow me on Twitter and like me on Facebook, and if you're really daring, take a look at some of my fan fiction on the forums. Until next time, bye.